Kedma. I was born in little, small, normal Israel in near Modi'in. But when I was a kid of 14, I just got in love with the mountains of the Shomron and Jordan Valley, Bikat Yarden. And from here to there, when I was after my service, I decided to go to the university. I was signed up to Tel Aviv University. I learned journalism, but I didn't continue with that. And I found, as a young person that cared about these communities, that there are communities that have needs, social needs, that aren't taken care of in other associations where you can find. And we decided to work, and I decided that we wanted to make a stage for young people to come and to be activists, social activists in Judea and Samaria. We started just as for ourselves, wanting meaningfulness and wanting to be a part of something bigger than us. We created a first student village in Itamar and the Shomron. Today we have 7 student villages and 300 students from the Golan till Jordan Valley, Binyamin, Gush Etzion, and Har Hebron. And we bring students from all over Israel, from north to south, that decide in a very normal decision to come and live in these areas, in needy communities. They volunteer, and they actually become social activists that understand and are connected to the potential of these places.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I introduced myself well.
If the world were listening, what would you say?
So for me, the story of Judea and Samaria is also a story of people. And when we look at the population today, we can see that many Yishuvim, communities, have needs. If you look at other communities in other places in Israel, let's say you take Yerucham as an example, you'll find in the school 6 organizations fighting about tutoring 1 kid. And when you come to Ma'ale Ephraim, where I live in the last 3 years in Jordan Valley, you can see that there are 80% of welfare families in this community, but there is no organization that fight about the heads of the children in the school. We find a lot of needs that don't get cared more than the local community, than the local ministers. There's no tipul, care. Sorry, I'm pretty much Israeli. There's no care of the other amutot coming and working in these places because it's really hard to raise money from philanthropic places, from other places. Beyond the ideological part where we heard about Hebron and all that, which is there, but we don't start from there. We start from the needs that people have in these communities and our ability as organization to make a change in these places. And I see it every day in my work. There's no other organizations that work. We feel a vacuum that is amazing. You can see a lot of needs that don't get cared of. And as we work, we find ourselves working with welfare and agriculture and education and doing like everything we can in the communities we do because there is no people to cooperate in the social term. Of course, all of you people are coming from organizations that care, but in the social term where you can find in other places in Israel taken care of as from the amutot, you don't see it here. I can say that it's very hard to bring philanthropic and other organizations to come. They always see the ideological problem. It's not ideal for a philanthropic foundation to decide to come and work in Judea and Samaria because it's tougher, it's harder, it sounds political. And I try to say, what I'm saying to the world is, Medinat Israel the state of Israel decided to work to put people in these places. Ma'ale Ephraim has 30% of it Russians that came in the 90s that are old and don't have family in Israel. They put their battered women from Jerusalem because it was an easy and cheap place to live in. And I'm bringing this side of things to say it's not most of what happens in Judea and Samaria, but it is there and it's not taken care of. And what I call is to say, even if you don't share the ideological thing about the land and the work and and the ityashvut side of the thing, you can share the careness to people that live there, and that it's a normal place that has needs just like any other place in Israel. And so if I could say, I would say,
In short.
in short, stop looking at only the ideological part, but see that there are people and that we want to work with them, and let us in. And that's my say. I want to say thank you for organizing this nice thing. Thank you.